We're back.
We're back.
Says live on YouTube.
Okay, on my end it says setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Done. What the hell? So the other one ended.
So I guess we can't do that.
Yeah, I guess not.
We could mute. We could mute this and talk on our telephones. Just
Yeah,
keep it
we could stop the video and mute this.
muted, and then we'll just be like this, talking.
Yeah,
We'll come back.
just like be laughing, cracking up so bad. But then lip readers could be
Oh,
like a
right.
lip reader.
Yeah. There's no
We'll
win.
have to
No
do
way to
that.
win.
Remember the Seinfeld? We'll just have to go like. There's a sign. Yeah, there was a Seinfeld where he was dating a deaf woman who could lip read.
Yeah.
George was like, "Can I borrow her for like?" Because he like wanted to go to a party and see what his like ex-girlfriend was saying across the room or something.
Yeah.
But then he wanted to talk to Jerry at one point, so he was like, "So, yeah, so, so what are you?"
Yes.
So we'll have to do something like that.
I remember this now. Was that the same party where the dingo ate the person's baby?
I think that was a different one.
Or is that a different one?
I think it was different.
Yeah.
So how are things going?
All right. Not bad. I'm off work. But I'm not doing anything different. I'm just like sort of sitting around.
That's cool.
Except I went to a baseball game. That was fun.
Why didn't you go to the Indians game?
The Indians were in Baltimore was that last weekend? Last weekend or
They're
a couple
there.
weekends ago?
They're there now.
I think they might be in Cleveland now. Or are they still in Baltimore?
I just knew they were playing Baltimore.
Yeah, there's like back-to-back series. It's weird. It's like they were in Baltimore last weekend. And now no, actually 2 weekends ago, I think. 2 weekends ago they were in Baltimore. Now they're back down there in Cleveland. We didn't go because the game
Sorry,
in Baltimore.
can you hold on 1 second? I'm really sorry. Hold on 1 second.
All right, no problem.
Steve,
Yes.
this is the worst live stream.
What a
First-
disaster.
First, we show up half an hour late. Then I have to take a call in the middle of it.
What else is going to happen? This must be the most entertaining thing.
Good thing nobody is watching.
I would
mean,
definitely tune into this.
That's the interesting thing. Like we're like all nervous and everything, but no, there is literally nobody who cares.
Which is very freeing.
Ah.
So you put it, where did you put it on the website?
I put it on
Or the-
the mikeandsteve.com/live page.
Okay.
I was like, next episode, Wednesday at 8:30, Mike and Steve, no guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
you-
didn't even see it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be checking that to like see when the next episode is. And,
Next time I'll put it on Facebook and we'll remember it's happening.
yeah. This is a good test, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we're catching up anyway. That's the main point.
Yeah.
How's your neighbor with the tree?
Man. Yeah, I know. We got a new neighbor and he was chopping down all these trees in his yard, which I don't like in the first place because I don't know. It's just like less privacy and everything like that. So I don't know. There's just like, I just feel like I don't know. They just love chopping trees down. It's like, I want to chop as many freaking trees as I can. That's how I swear people are like that around here. Some people are like that. They're like, yeah! They got the chainsaw and their shirt off. And they're like, right and left, like, I mean, it's like love chopping this shit down. And so, like, first of all, I'm annoyed by that, and like, I'm trying to work, and I just hear this chainsaw going, and then I like, after it stopped, I went out for a run, but before I went out, I like checked back to see what they did, and I saw a chainsaw on my property, and this like great tree, man. This eastern hemlock, beautiful eastern hemlock, right by the shed. And it's like a 20-year-old thing. It's like 20 feet tall or something like that. They chopped the fucking thing down, my tree down. That pissed me off. So then I confronted the guy. I mean, I was like, and the guy was like, well, yeah, sorry, we're chopping things down. And it was hanging all over all the branches were hanging over our yard. So cut it down. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know.
What?
So annoying. It's like, no, it is not what it is. It definitely is not what it is.
Not.
It is not what it is not. Yeah.
Like, who thinks they can just say it is what it is and that's this? Well, it's over now because I said it is what it is.
I know.
That's all there is to it. I said it. As long as you say that, conversation's over.
So then I was like, yeah, it was pretty annoying. I find a chainsaw on my property and this great eastern hemlock is cut down. Like, and then he like turns on me. He's like this big guy, like with his cut off shirt, he like turns on me. He's like, you don't want to mess with me. He's like, you don't want to mess with me. He's
I kind of do, bro. Actually.
He's like, you don't want to. He's like, you should be happy that I'm chopping this shit down. It's a disgrace what you did with that bamboo over there. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what are you talking about? We're not talking about the bamboo. That's another subject. God. So anyway, he was like, and it was really messed up because he was even like abusive to his sister. Like, it's his sister's house, and the sister's like, we'll replace it. And he like turns on her and he's like, you shut the hell up.
Are you serious?
Yes. Like right in front of me. And he's like, "You shut the hell up!" And like she just like cowers. And like,
God,
I know.
this guy's a psychopath
I know.
with a chainsaw.
Yeah. And then today they chopped down another tree, this big tree, which I'm actually happy about. It's this big dead tree that I was worried was going to fall in my house. But in the process, they like dropped some branches on another one of my beautiful trees and like broke branches off and split it in half and everything.
Dude.
I'm gonna buy a chainsaw. I'm gonna go over there. I'm like, "Woo, you motherfucker!"
You don't want to try me, bitch.
Take my shirt off. Woo, I've had enough of this shit. I'm gonna like chainsaw down his door. Woo,
It is what it is.
here's Johnny. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, you got that tree over there. It's annoying me. So I chainsawed your door. That seems fair.
I would be like, okay, if I came over and shot your dog, it is what it is. Like, that's how I feel. I don't know.
And then blame it on the bamboo. It's a disgrace. This dog's a disgrace. That's messed up, man. Did he just get carried away? Like, I can't even process how a person's brain operates to first of all, like just cut down someone else's tree.
Yeah. And it's clearly marked. Like we had the boundaries clearly marked. So they knew what they were doing. I mean, they must have known what they were doing.
Yeah. What the hell? He just wanted to chop down the tree. He had to know it was your tree. He had to.
Well, he hired these two buffoons who, and the one guy before that guy came, I was talking to the one guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that tree over there," and he was like, "Yeah, I saw." He was like, "I saw it was on your line, but all the branches were hanging in our yard, so I thought, yeah, just gonna cut down this 20 feet beautiful tree that's on your property." So
Sociopathic.
I know, yeah. It's like, what? So yeah, first of all, this is what I was talking with Kristen about. It's like, if I accidentally cut down somebody's beautiful tree, I'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like a new neighbor,
Right?
Especially, I'd be like, "Oh my God, what can I do? What can I do to, like, I'm really, really sorry." But this guy like blames me, like starts talking shit about other things and everything. It's your responsibility, that bamboo.
It's just like classic deflection. And like, okay, I'm going to complain about this other thing instead of the thing we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
I was like trying to think. I was talking to one day. I'm like I like my neighbor. Like I have two neighbors. I'm like, what would I do if I can't even imagine what I would do if I cut down one of their trees, because there's no chance I would have cut down that tree. I feel like even if there was a tree on my property close to the neighbors, I would go talk to them before I cut down my own damn tree.
Yeah.
I would be like, "Look, I know this tree, it's a really great tree, but I was thinking of cutting it down. What do you think?" I wouldn't even cut my own tree down without talking to the neighbors.
I know, man.
Dude. Well, that's nuts.
Yeah, but whatever.
You can recoup damages for a tree.
I know. I looked it up. Yeah, I totally could. But fuck it, I'm not gonna.
I don't know how you value a tree. It's like priceless object.
I know. At first, I was like, I want that exact tree replaced. I want a 20-foot eastern hemlock right there. Yeah. Same thing. I mean, that would be like a lot because it was big tree.
Yeah.
But then I was like, whatever. I mean, he said eventually at the end of our conversation, after I was able to calm him down, I was like, why are you getting upset? Like, there's no reason to get upset. We're just talking about this right now. So anyway, after we like finally calmed down, he said he would replace it, but I doubt that's ever going to happen. But then when he was, today when he broke that other tree, he was much better. He like knocked on the door. He's like, "I'm sorry." He's like, "I'll replace the tree." He's much nicer. So I appreciated that at least. But
He probably was escalated. He probably knew it was really bad news. You know, like
yeah,
he's probably like, oh, Jesus. Like,
yeah,
I feel like my reaction would be like really apologetic. Like if I did that, which
yeah.
there's no chance I could, but if I did, I would be like, oh my God, I just did the worst thing I've ever done. What can I do? But I could see someone's reaction being to just sort of like dig in, not
Yeah,
be able to process it and just get aggressive. I could see that. I could see people doing that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
no way to behave. Let me say that for the record.
Yeah,
All
you
you
know,
kids listening, that's not how you behave.
yeah, but um, yeah, I mean, I think we're like, I don't know if everybody feels like we do. Like we're into our tree, you and I. Like we're into,
That's true.
you know, like we're.
That's
So
true.
it's like it hurt, man. Every time I walk by, there's like an empty spot in my yard now. Every time I walk, it's like I didn't want to go in the backyard. It's like it's like I don't want to go in the backyard because it's just too painful.
Right.
And then
I
like
can.
when I'd walk back there, I'd like see this empty hole there, and it's like, but but I don't know. Now that he's acting nicer about it, and I have a plan, like I'm just gonna plant another tree there. Like, so I feel I walked by it today, and for the first time, it didn't hurt anymore. So.
You're at like stage 2 of grief. You're going through a grieving process.
But yeah, and also I was a little upset that I got so it like affected me so much that it was like just a treat. Like I because I feel like I've got, you know, in our mid 40s, I got into a place and like with with kids and stuff, it's like I don't care, anything can happen in the world as long as my kids are okay, stuff like that. Like, but then this happened, and yeah, it's like, man, it really fucked with me for a couple of days.
I have the same thing with just like a 3-year-old lilac in the front yard that might be dying. I know the pain. Like, and that wasn't even like someone destroyed it. That was bugs.
Yeah.
I bought this lilac. We really wanted a freaking lilac. And there aren't very many that grow in this region because it's too far south. But we found these varieties, but I couldn't find them for sale anywhere. I finally found one and got it mail order. And it was like a stick, like 3 feet tall stick. That was all it was when we got it. And we planted it like 3 years ago. And I've been babying it. It like grew a little bit, then deer chomped it. And I thought it was done then. And I wrapped it up with a fence to keep the deer away. And then it grew. And then this is the first year it flowered. And now it's like as tall as me. It took that long.
Wow, that's
It took
cool.
that long.
That's cool.
And we have these freaking cicadas. And the cicadas got it. I read that they didn't bother lilacs somewhere, which was wrong. They like totally got all these branches on the lilac. And then I noticed that the branches were starting to fall off. And I knew what was going on. So then I wrapped the tree, because that's what you're supposed to do anyway for the cicadas. Do you have the cicadas? Do you have cicadas?
I haven't seen the cicadas. I don't know.
Oh, God, you would see them. They're crazy. Anyway, then I wrapped the tree to keep all the rest. They're only here for June. It's like after June's over, the cicadas go away for 17 years. It's true. Yeah, you know, it's crazy.
Serious? Wow.
The cicadas live in the ground for 17 years. They're on a 17-year cycle, and they do it because it's a prime number, and somehow that messes up. Like their survival strategy is to stay underground until they're mature, and then they all come out at once, and there's billions of them, literally like billions.
Wow.
And there's up to 1 million cicadas in 1 acre, like the size of a football field. 1 million.
Shit.
And they all emerge at once, like in May, like when the soil reaches us after 17 years.
You have a lot of them there?
They're everywhere. Like they're starting to die down now, but you could just see them. They're like everywhere. Like when you go outside, they're like flying around. They can't hurt you. They're harmless except for some of the plants.
Wow.
But what they do, this is their life. They live under the ground. They come out after 17 years and they mate. They make this. They have a song that's loud as hell.
Yeah.
they're so loud. Like in the backyard, I couldn't talk to Wendy, like from like 10 feet away. Like she couldn't hear me over them one time.
Wow.
Anyway, they mate, and then the females lay eggs, and the lay eggs they cut a slit into young tree limbs, and that like breaks the branches. Like basically, they prune the branches off by cutting these slits. That's where they lay their eggs, and then they die. And then the babies hatch out of the eggs and crawl into the ground for 17 years. That's their life.
But this is what I don't get. When we were in Ohio, we had cicadas like every year.
These are like some kind of, did we have cicadas or crickets?
No, we had cicadas, man, like every year. I would see the shells, and like in here in New Jersey too, it's like I see shells like every year.
I don't know if this is like some kind of special cicada.
Yeah, maybe it's
they're like different broods. Like for a year, there's been like news stories like, oh, cicadas are coming, it's gonna be wild. And it is. They're like everywhere. They're just like littered. Like if you walk down the sidewalk, it's just like cicada bodies everywhere.
We'll be like 62 the next time.
Yeah. Hopefully that lilac survives. So I covered it to keep them off, and then there was a horrible rainstorm, and then the weight of the water from the rain pulled the cover down and broke like 3 times as many branches as the cicadas did. Like immediately, like the next day, I would have been better off risking it. So now I look at it and it's like, it was this beautiful. It was like perfect. It was like this great growing lilac. And now it's like half the size it was. Branches are all kind of like,
damn.
And I feel the same. Like I look at, I couldn't even go into the front. Like when you said that about going to the backyard, I felt the same. Like I don't even want to look out the front window now because all I do is get filled with rage.
I know. Yeah, man. It's hard. I know. I guess we've gotten attached. I get attached to all these plants because you know, actually it's interesting because you tend to them so much. You know, like you tend to them year after year. You know, like you plant them in the ground sometime. I mean, not all the time, but and then you tend to them year after year and you watch them grow. So it's kind of an emotional thing.
I know every twig. Like I could draw the branch pattern of this lilac because I watched every single one of them form from nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Like I go and put compost around it like every spring. I feed it fertilizer. I go out and hand water it and sit there and talk to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. But yeah, I think you're right. I feel like a lot of people just love to chop down trees. Like they just want a yard or something. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think they want yard. They want the grass. They want this like nice lawn.
Yeah.
And so they're like so happy to chop down trees.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people like that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how this neighbor is. But so.
I'm sorry that happened. I hope you get another one.
It's a learning experience. It's good. I got to look inside myself a little bit more and see why did it bothered me a lot that that it affected me so much, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be furious.
Really?
Furious.
Yeah, I told my other neighbor about it, and he's like, "Oh, he's lucky it wasn't me."
Yeah, I know.
He's like, he's lucky you're easy going. If it was me, man. He's like, yeah.
I would have gone to the garage, got my own chainsaw out for sure. Man, that's insane.
So, yeah, when you said you were at the baseball game, I checked the Indians, and there was I watched a play of they scored like 5 runs in 1 inning or something like that, or 3 runs. I don't know what it was, but they showed this one hit. I think somebody was on second and third, so guy got basically like a single, and the guy scored, but he was running to second, and they threw to second, and they got him in a rundown, you know?
Yeah.
But then he got past them and got to second, and then nobody was on third, so he got all the way to third. It's pretty awesome.
Nice. The game I was going to go to in Baltimore, we ended up. I started watching it on TV. They lost 18-5. It was like the worst game. It was like watching 1985 Indians. Like they were so bad.
Wait, when you went?
No, I didn't go.
Oh, because that was like the game we went to.
Yes, I know. I know. It's like every time I watch them, I feel like they're just like outrageously bad. Like the first baseman's like picking up the ball that's hit to him and forgets that there's a runner on third, and just like the runner on third just goes home, and he could have thrown him out and he didn't even bother throwing the ball. Like, dude, how could you not? What's going on in your brain, man? It was like that endlessly, like multiple horrible fielding plays. But I don't know.
Well, should we end this like live stream and talk a little to end?
Okay. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks, nobody for tuning. But yeah, it still might be up there. So we have to decide if we want to delete it so anybody can see it or not.
Right.
Good enough. But,
I can put it on Facebook in case you missed it, which I know you did.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna end this.
Let's end this.
Oh wait, hold on a second.